Hi guys. I It's been about a week since I've done anything, so I've got a lot to report. So excuse all the videos that will be coming through, because there's some things that I really do need to report. It's in regards to Bible prophecy and what's coming up in the news, and it's some amazing stuff. I need to report, and plus there's some other things I need to talk about but that will be in a later video. Um, so I'll get started here. Uh, this has not been brought up lately, and I'm just going to say just shortly what I think of this and what the mainstream media is not telling you. Um, This is from MSN. This is from mainstream. Okay. Now I don't, go for what the mainstream media tells us, gives us in the news. So I've been researching this in regards to what they claim is GMO grass producing cyanide gas that had killed these cattle. There was this cattle herd in Texas. This certain incident happened in Texas. It doesn't say where in Texas, but anyway, I had found this. This was like 5 days ago, and so that's how I'm a little behind on this. But it says that there was a mass cattle death due to a genetically modified grass. The herd began bellowing and convulsing and dropping dead in masses 3 weeks ago on a ranch in Texas. Okay, and this is what MSN reports. And it says the genetically modified form of Bermuda grass called Tifton 85 had suddenly begun producing cyanide gas that poisoned the cattle. USDA, okay, this is the government, okay. There were scientists, which they were probably involved in this anyway, about creating this grass, which wasn't a genetically modified grass anyway, or they call it a biotech grass. And I want to tell you why. Now, I think that most of y'all know what cyanide gas is. It's a very high toxic poison that will kill you. And I went to I got the wrong one, excuse me, the CDC, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, about facts about cyanide. And cyanide is rapidly acting, potentially deadly chemical that can exist in various forms. Cyanide can be a colorless gas, such as hydrogen cyanide or cyanogen chloride, or a crystal form such as sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. Cyanides sometimes is described as having a bitter almond smell, but it does not always give off an odor. Not everyone can detect the odor. Cyanide is also known by the military designations AC for hydrogen cyanide and CK for cyanogen chloride. Okay, where cyanide is found and how it is used. Okay, they go into that the hydrogen cyanide was used as a genocidal agent by the Germans in World War II. Okay, and but I'm not saying anything that this is possibly something that the government is trying to drop on us or anything. The reports have indicated that the Iran-Iraqi war in the 1980s used the cyanide gas also against the inhabitants in the Kurdish city of Halabja in northern Iraq. Cyanide is released from natural substances in some foods and certain plants, such as cassava, cassava, and cyanide is contained in cigarette smoke, and combustion products of synthetic materials such as some plastics. Okay, and combustion products are substances given off as when they burn. It says in manufacturing, cyanide is used to make paper, textiles, and plastics, and it's present in chemicals used in developing photography. Cyanide salts are used in metallurgy from electroplating, metal cleaning, and removing gold from its ore. Cyanide gas is used to exterminate pests and vermin in ships and buildings. And sometimes that's how they feel about us, isn't it? It says if accidentally ingested, swallowed, chemicals found in these products are used to remove artificial nails. It can produce cyanide. It says how you can be exposed to these is by breathing the air, drinking water, eating food, or even touching the soil that contains cyanide. Cyanide enters into the water, soil, and air and results in natural processes. And it says cyanide is presently mainly a gaseous hydrogen cyanide. Smoking cigarettes is probably one of the major sources of cyanide exposure for people who do not work in cyanide. So, but I'm going to leave this link and you can read because it gives like how it works, how cyanide works, the symptoms if you're really ever exposed to cyanide, or anybody you know that's been exposed to cyanide. I'll leave this page. Let me see. It talks about remove your clothing, and washing yourself, removing any traces of cyanide, and it says call the poison center that if you've been exposed and so on. But there has been so I heard somewhere, I can't remember where it was, it said that there had been concern about people were afraid about going out in their lawns, being exposed to the gas. Okay, now here's an article. Now this is a great website. It's called Food Renegade, and it's very informative if you want to know about what you're eating, because it's one thing that we do every day, is eat and drink water, and we do need water to survive, and the same thing as our food, and it's really a big concern. But what the mainstream media wasn't really telling us is that it wasn't a genetically modified grass. Actually, it was a hybrid grass. It was a mutated hybrid grass. And because of the different types of conditions that were happening in the past years, like with drought, suddenly this grass came growing up, and it produced this hybrid type, as they call it. It was F1 hybrid type grass, which was a mutated type grass, which the biotech scientists had developed. Now this is dangerous for what the scientists are doing. They're messing with nature, which they shouldn't be, and creating these types of hybrids in which they don't know what they're doing, and then this hybrid produced this poisonous cyanide gas and poisoned these poor cattle. See, there was another one also too. This article mentions it says Eat Drink Better website. This article reports, or this person reported, that the cyanide producing Bermudagrass, which killed the Texas cattle, it was a variety known as Tifton 85. It is an F1 hybrid developed by Dr. Glenn Burton first released in 1992. Now, Dr. Burton used conventional breeding techniques to cross an army worm-resistant Bermuda grass with an African stargrass. In short, no, it's not genetically modified. So why do many reports say this? Biotechnology corporations have spent enormous sums of money to convince Americans that genetic modification in a laboratory is exactly the same as wind pollination, or more deliberate crossing the forms and the gardeners have done for thousands of years. It appears that the propaganda mill run by biotech companies is winning. They're now reaping what they sowed. Also, there's genetically modified Bermuda grasses on the market. This particular grass is not one of them. And how does the grass produce cyanide? It says many plants do produce cyanide, which can be ingested by animals. It's a known problem for the farmers, and weeds in the pastures are carefully monitored and removed if possible. This happened in a clean pasture, meaning that there were no weeds that could have poisoned the cattle. As mentioned above, the Tifton 85 is a hybrid cross of another Bermuda grass, which is Tifton 68, and an African stargrass. The stargrasses are well known for producing cyanide, and crossing the stargrass with the Bermuda grass reduces the likelihood, but it does eliminate the possibility of the grass producing cyanide. It says the stargrass produces the cyanide during a period of swift growth after being stressed for a long time. Now remember I mentioned about the drought. Now Texas droughts that happened last year was exceptional, but the grass was not newly grown, so that's not the answer. More research needs to be done to find out why the Tifton 85 produced enough cyanide to kill the cattle so quickly, and so on. So I'll stop there. Like I said, I'll just leave the link and you all can finish reading that. And then why is there concern about if your lawn does have Bermuda grass, and is it in danger for your children and pets, and so on. So this is a good article, and this is another one I wanted to mark also because it's really good, and the other one I mentioned also. I do want to mention basically too about heirloom versus hybrid and GMO. What's the difference? And since I am running short, I will just leave the link so you all can read this and find out more about why it's better to grow heirloom, and why no one is ever mentions anyway using heirloom, because I've talked to people. I go to the feed and seed store quite a bit because I have chickens, and I'm not careful what I do feed them also, and that hardly anybody talks about heirlooms. They just get what is available to them, and they don't even bother investigating what is better for them health-wise, and basically to avoid the dangers of things like this happening again, like in grass. I mean, it could happen to some other plant that we eat, and we have to be very careful. So I'm just going to leave this link, and then there was another one also about hybrid vegetables versus genetically modified as well. This is from the livestrong.com website. Is by Lance Armstrong. Remember he was the Olympic bicyclist. You know all about him, and he got cancer. But he has this website, and he's got some really good articles on his website as well. And I am at the end of this video, so I hope you all can get something out of this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Till next time, Jesus loves you all, and say bye. Till next time, bye bye.